You cut calories. You clean up your food. You do everything right. And then the scale freezes like it is mocking you. Your energy dips and it feels dangerous. Your hunger goes strangely quiet, like your body forgot to ask for food. Then someone hits you with starvation mode, and you start thinking you broke your metabolism. You are not broken. Your body is doing math, running two different playbooks depending on what's coming in and what's stored. Same body, different states. Moving to slide 2. Ketosis is a fuel shift. You still have energy coming in or stored, but insulin is low enough that your body leans harder on fat and makes ketones. Starvation is an actual energy shortage that keeps going, where your body has to cut spending. Hormones can change in both, which is why people confuse them. The timeline and context decide the story. A big early change can be real, but it's often not what you think it is. Moving to slide 3. Here's the fastest way to get unconfused about early weight changes. Your carbs are stored as glycogen, mostly in muscle and liver. Glycogen binds water. When you lower carbs or you eat less overall and burn through glycogen, that stored glycogen drops and the water attached to it drops with it. That is why the first week can look magical. The scale can fall fast without you losing much body fat. Now the part that scares people. One higher carb meal, a salty restaurant day, or a few days of eating more can refill glycogen and pull water back in. The scale jumps. Your waist might even feel tighter. That is usually fluid, not fat. Salt matters here too. When insulin drops, your kidneys tend to hold less sodium. You pee out more water and salt early on, which can make you feel lightheaded, crampy, or flat in the gym. Then when salt intake swings back up, water follows it. So if your scale drops fast, don't declare victory too early. If it rebounds fast, don't declare failure. Most of that drama is glycogen and water doing their thing. Moving to slide 4. Ketones are your backup fuel, not a fat loss guarantee. Your liver makes ketones when insulin is low and carbohydrate availability stays low enough. Your brain can run on ketones and needs less glucose. Many muscles can rely more on fat, especially at lower intensities. But here's the key. You can be in ketosis and still not lose fat if total energy intake matches what you burn. Ketones rising means you're using a different mix of fuels, not that body fat is automatically melting off. Use ketosis for what it is, a tool that can help appetite for some people and a stable fuel option for certain routines. Fat loss still comes down to sustained deficit over time, not the number on a ketone strip. Moving to slide 5. Real metabolic slowdown is not your body shutting off. It is gradual and it is mostly predictable. First, smaller bodies burn fewer calories, lose weight, and your baseline needs drop because there is literally less tissue to maintain and move. Second, NEAT drops. That's the unconscious stuff. Fewer steps, less fidgeting, sitting a little more, taking the elevator because you feel slightly tired. You usually do not notice it, but it can erase a big chunk of your deficit. Third, the thermic effect of food can shrink because you are eating less total food and often less protein. If you want one lever here, keep protein high and consistent. Hormones also adapt to a deficit. Thyroid output can trend down, reproductive hormones can shift, and leptin falls as body fat and intake drop. That can increase fatigue, reduce spontaneous movement, and nudge hunger over time. So if progress slows, assume math before mystery. Adjust intake or activity modestly, track trends over weeks, and remember your signals can change as the deficit drags on. Moving to slide 6. Hunger signals can flip, and that can be confusing if you expect one predictable pattern. When you raise protein, satiety usually improves, even if calories are lower. When insulin stays lower and more stable, a lot of people notice fewer sudden cravings, especially for snack foods. Adding some dietary fat can slow stomach emptying, so you stay full longer between meals. But stress can override all of that. A tough week, extra caffeine, or emotional load can spike appetite, even if your plan is solid. Sleep loss is another big lever. One short night can make you feel hungrier and less satisfied after eating. So do not judge your whole approach by one day of hunger. Look for the pattern across the week. then let performance be your reality check. Moving to slide 7. Your body can talk you into a lot of stories, but performance tends to be honest. Early on, explosive work may dip. Sprints, heavy triples, and high power output can feel flatter when muscle glycogen is lower. Endurance can improve later, especially steady efforts, once you adapt and pacing becomes smoother. Electrolytes often change first. If you are suddenly getting headaches, cramps, or are racing hard on warm-ups, you may need more sodium and fluids. Training volume recovery can suffer if you push too hard, too soon. Watch how you bounce back between sessions, not just how you feel mid-workout. The marker I trust most is your strength trend over 2 to 4 weeks. If it is stable, you are probably fine. If it is sliding while effort climbs, stress is building somewhere. Moving to slide 8. Dieting is a stressor, and cortisol often rises, especially with aggressive deficits, high training load, or poor sleep. That can blur the signals you use to judge progress. You can retain water and look or weigh the same for days, even while fat loss is happening underneath. Sleep can get lighter sometimes, meaning you fall asleep but wake more easily. If you stack hard training on top of that, the total stress load adds up fast. Pay attention to mood. Irritability, low motivation, and feeling unusually overwhelmed are not personality flaws. They are data. Your move is to reduce the stress pile, keep protein consistent, keep steps reasonable, add rest days, and protect sleep with a fixed bedtime and a darker room. When stress comes down, your readings get clearer, and ketosis can feel steady instead of forced. Moving to slide 9. Ketosis does not automatically mean you are starving. You can be in ketosis with adequate calories if carbs are low enough and your meals are consistent. Keep protein high because that supports muscle retention and helps with satiety. Then build the rest of your calories from fats you tolerate well, and keep meal timing predictable so your hunger signals have a rhythm. A simple structure works. 2 to 4 meals, each with a solid protein anchor, a fibrous vegetable, and enough fat to feel satisfied. Many people notice energy feels steadier once electrolytes are handled and training volume is adjusted. That steady feeling is the point. Ketosis is a fuel state, not a badge of suffering. When you have enough food, sleep is decent, and performance is not collapsing, you are not in the same category as true underfeeding. Moving to slide 10. True starvation is different, and it is not subtle when you know what to look for. It is usually a very low intake, sustained for weeks to months, often paired with rising activity or compulsive training. Your body starts conserving energy in ways you can feel. Cold intolerance is common. You are freezing in rooms that used to feel normal. Hands and feet stay cold, and you want extra layers. Libido can drop because reproductive function is not prioritized when energy availability is low. Hair and skin can change. You may see more shedding, brittle hair, dry skin, or slower wound healing. For many women, periods can become irregular or stop entirely, which is a serious signal, not a normal side effect of being lean. Training can also shift from productive to draining. You may still force workouts, but recovery quality gets worse and injuries get easier to collect. If any of this sounds familiar, the move is not more discipline. It is more energy, more recovery, and often a slower timeline. Track your intake honestly. Reduce non-essential training volume and prioritize sleep and regular meals. Real progress is sustainable, and when it is not, the reason is usually ranked and fixable. Moving to slide 11. Plateaus usually have a boring explanation, and that is good news because boring is fixable. Number 1 is water masking fat loss. A salty meal, a hard training week, poor sleep, travel. Even a new creatine routine can hold extra water for days. Fat can be coming off while the scale refuses to cooperate. Number 2 is portions drifting upward. The same foods but a little more oil in the pan, a few extra bites while cooking, bigger healthy handfuls of nuts, or a higher calorie sauce. Number 3 is steps drifting downward. When you diet, your body quietly pushes you to move less. You sit a little more, pace less, and your deficit shrinks. Number 4 is hidden liquid calories, lattes, juice, alcohol, sports drinks, and even light drinks that add up. Number 5 is weekend swings. 2 days of grazing can erase 5 days of discipline. A plateau is rarely mysterious. It is usually math hiding behind noise, and you can cut through it with a few reality checks. Moving to slide 12. Here are the fastest reality checks. First, track a morning weight trend, not one weigh-in. Same conditions most days, and look at the weekly average. Second, measure your waist once per week. If your waist is shrinking, progress is happening even if the scale is stubborn. Third, set a minimum step target you hit no matter what kind of day you have. Fourth, anchor protein per meal so your intake does not drift. Pick a consistent target you can repeat meal after meal. Fifth, keep your training log honest. If the weights, reps, or effort are sliding, your daily burn usually slides with it. When your measurements and your habits match, your decisions get simple, and you can adjust without guessing or panicking. Moving to slide 13. Safety matters, because not everyone's rules are the same. If you have medical conditions like kidney disease, a history of eating disorders, pregnancy, or you are underweight, your plan needs professional guidance. If you use diabetes medications, especially insulin or sulfonylureas, changing carbs, fasting, or going very low calorie can cause dangerous lows, so do it with oversight. If you use refeeds, treat them as planned higher carb, higher calorie meals, not a 2-day binge that becomes a reset. A structured diet break can help by restoring daily movement and training quality, but only if you keep portions deliberate. When things feel shaky, prioritize protein and sleep first. Those two protect muscle, hunger, and decision-making, which is how you keep progress safe and sustainable. Moving to slide 14. Stop fearing the switch. Ketosis is not starvation. It is just a fuel state. The real driver of adaptation is the calorie deficit, and you manage it by measuring what actually moves: body weight trend, waist, steps, and a truthful training log. Change one lever at a time so you know what worked. If this helped, subscribe for more practical fat loss troubleshooting. Comment your plateau pattern, and I will tell you the first lever I would pull. This content is for education only and is not medical advice. Talk to a qualified clinician before making changes to diet, exercise, or medication. Better signals, better metabolism, better life.